If you've been waking up in the middle of the night lately, for no apparent reason. If you feel an internal vibration that you can't explain to doctors. If the food you've been eating for years now seems wrong to you. If certain people, certain places, certain conversations, they drain your energy in minutes. Stop. Because what you are experiencing is not an illness. It's not anxiety. It's not stress. What you are experiencing, it's an update. Just like an operating system receiving new code. Your DNA is rewriting its frequency. And today I'm going to show you the 5 unmistakable signs that this is already happening in you. For decades we have been taught a lie. A comforting, orderly, controllable lie. We have been told that DNA is immutable. A destiny written at birth. A fixed code that you can't change. But science, real science, the kind that doesn't make the front pages of newspapers, tells us something completely different. In 2023, the University of California's Epigenetics Laboratory published a study that shook the foundations of traditional biology. Human cells, your cells, not only receive the outside world, they rewrite it. Every emotion you feel, every thought you entertain, every frequency you absorb from your environment, change the expression of your genetic code. This is called epigenetics. And this channel exists precisely to tell you the things the Matrix would prefer you not to know. Now let's talk about the 5 signals. Signal number 1. You wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning. Not every now and then. Regularly. As if someone was calling you from inside. Traditional medicine calls this a sleep disorder. He prescribes melatonin for you. It tells you to limit your coffee. But there's something they don't tell you. The pineal gland, that little pinecone-shaped structure in the center of your brain, reaches its maximum transmission activity exactly in that time interval. Between 3 o'clock and 4:33 a.m., Earth's magnetic field experiences its least disturbance. This is the time when your brain is most receptive to frequencies that it cannot perceive during the day. Many spiritual traditions knew this. The Benedictine monks woke up at 3:30 a.m. for Christmas Eve prayers. Sufi mystics called this hour the breath of God. Taoist traditions called it the hour of the dragon. It wasn't superstition. It was knowledge about the quantum biology of the human brain. If you wake up at this time and can't sleep anymore, don't fight it. Sit down. Breathe. Listen. Your system is receiving something. Signal number 2. Your senses have changed calibration. Sounds you didn't notice before now seem unbearable. Certain perfumes make you nauseous when they were previously neutral. Crowded places drain you completely. The artificial light in supermarkets bothers you physically. Your doctor will tell you you're hypersensitive. Maybe it's anxiety. But here's what's really happening. The human nervous system has the ability to operate at different bandwidths. Like a radio that can receive AM or FM frequencies. When DNA begins to rewrite its epigenetic expression, the nervous system increases its resolution. Become a finer receiver. More precise. Less tolerant of background noise than the Matrix. What you perceive as annoyance is, in reality, discrimination. Your body is learning to distinguish between frequencies that nourish it and frequencies that consume it. Start paying attention to where you feel this sensation. In natural places? Or in artificial spaces? This distinction is an invaluable diagnostic piece of data on your state of internal resonance. Signal number 3. The past has started to feel like someone else's movie. You're not forgetting the important things. You're forgetting the old things. The habits, the conversations, the patterns you carried on by inertia. Perhaps you have trouble remembering situations that you are sure you have experienced. Maybe certain versions of yourself, the one from 5 years ago, the one from 10 years ago, seem alien to you. Modern neurology has a name for this process: neuroplasticity. But the quantum side of this equation isn't talked about enough. When cells enter a process of epigenetic reorganization, neural circuits that supported old identities begin to recalibrate. It's not cognitive decline. It's the opposite. It's like when a computer removes obsolete files to make room for new programs. Your brain is cleaning your hard drive. This sign is often the scariest, because we are used to identifying ourselves with our history, with our memories. But who are you beyond the story you've told yourself? This is the question your DNA is trying to make you ask. Signal number 4. Your relationship with food has changed in ways you can't explain. Foods you've been eating for decades now seem heavy and wrong. Your body is demanding water in unusual amounts. Red meat makes you feel sick. You feel an instinctive attraction to raw, colorful, living foods. This is not a food fad. It's not social media influence. Biophotonics, the science that studies how cells communicate through light, demonstrated that fresh, unprocessed foods contain a very high density of biophotons, particles of coherent light that plant cells store during photosynthesis. When your DNA begins to operate on higher frequencies, requires higher quality fuel, like a Formula One engine that can't run on discount gasoline. Your body is not getting hard. It's getting more sophisticated. He's looking for light. Literally. Listen to it. Signal number 5. And that's what changes everything. You've begun experiencing synchronicities that you can't rationally explain. Not just the double numbers 1111, 2222, 333 that appear at critical moments. Not just strange coincidences. I'm talking about something more subtle and more powerful. You think of someone you haven't heard from in years, and the next day he writes to you. Do you need specific information? And you find it without looking for it, in a book you open at random, in a sentence you overhear. You're going through a crisis, and someone appears in your life who has exactly the answer you need. Quantum physics has a term to describe this phenomenon: entanglement non-locale. Two particles that have interacted remain connected across any distance. The state of one instantly influences the state of the other. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance and refused to believe it. But CERN experiments have confirmed it repeatedly. What happens when your DNA starts resonating at more coherent frequencies? Become a more powerful node in the quantum web of reality. Your ability to synchronize with the information you need, it increases. It's not magic. It's physics. Now you need to know what is happening at the molecular level. Epigenetics. In 1953, Watson and Crick discovered the structure of DNA. But what they didn't teach us in school is that DNA doesn't work like a fixed code. Above the DNA is a layer of chemical markers called epigenetic markers, which act as switches. They can turn individual genes on or off without changing the DNA sequence itself. And these switches respond to emotions, thoughts, environments, sound frequencies, quality of ambient light.